Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 21 of the Beer Advent Calendar series here on Milwaukee Beer Review. As always, I'm Josh.
I'm Ross.
I'm Wow.
And we got a big beer tonight. It is 3 weeks in. We are officially 3 weeks in. Yes, we know what day it is. And this is the 21st beer we're pulling out of this Advent calendar, and we are staying local to the Milwaukee area, heading to Greendale, Wisconsin, to be exact. And we are going to drink a beer from Explorium Brew Pub. Wow, you cannot see that on my camera. Too much light. Very reflective.
17% alcohol.
Perks tonight. Oh my God. Thank you for calling that out. 17. So this is a big barrel-aged barley wine. It is a salted caramel barley wine aged 12 months in sea salt and brown sugar bourbon barrels. This is a Milwaukee beer review beer, if there ever was one. Description on the back of this says bold, full-bodied, and complex. This big barley wine was aged for a year on barrels previously holding brown sugar, bourbon, and sea salt. This sweet multi-brew picked up robust fruity molasses and salty flavors resting in the barrels. This one's exciting. Third barrel-aged beer in the Advent calendar.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this one. I love barley wines. We love barley wines. Two of us love barley wines. So
Let's see how it goes.
This should pull out a dark, murkier, amberish color, I would think. Yep. A little bit of carbonation in there. Not a ton. But yeah, that thing's a pretty looking barley wine. Very dark.
Very dark, but definitely a dark amber. Like you can see the red. It's not like a stout.
Yep. Let's get this thing on the nose. See what we think. Oh.
Good bear characteristics on the nose.
Mm-hmm. Got a really nice bourbon nose. You can get some of the barrel char characteristics on the nose there too.
Some of those dark fruits, stone fruits, are coming out. I don't know why I need to do this, but that's what's coming out.
Smells like sweet bourbon.
I am getting a little bit of like a salty kind of character on the nose even. Don't be
get a
salty.
little fruit, like the fruit in there on the nose.
Yeah, there's for sure like a dark fruit molasses kind of note to it.
Is that from the barrel or from the barley wine?
It's from the barrel.
I feel like I need to have a barley wine on its own one of these days.
Just like not barrel aged?
Yeah.
All right, let's check this thing out.
Cheers.
Cheers.
17%.
17.
Oh,
That's got a lot of, that's very fruity.
It's got some good dark fruit. That salty, that salt really kind of hits in the front. That caramel's there. It's very prominent throughout. It almost like coats a bit. It's compared to what I was getting on the nose. There's a lot of caramel characteristics coming off the palate on this one.
wow.
Yeah, there's
It's almost, I don't know if it's the salt or the ABV on this, but it almost feels a little hot. Actually, it almost finishes a little bit hot, like almost in like the back of my throat. Like I almost get like a little faint, like burning sensation in the back of my throat.
definitely has very like cocktail-y vibes.
Mm-hmm.
to
It
it.
starts off. Yeah, go. No, sorry. Go ahead. I thought you were done.
Which I guess I don't think I've normally thought of from a barrel aged beer. It's almost like they went up a high enough ABV that it becomes almost a cocktail.
Yeah, I mean, this has good barley wine characteristics. Like, it does have some of those traditional, like, dark fruit notes. It's picking up some of that barrel. I think to what Lau's point is, maybe I'm misunderstanding, but like barley wines tend to be a bit like less carbonated, more smooth. They drink more cocktaily, and a lot of times, especially with higher ABV ones, they don't come across like overly like carbonated and like bubbly and everything. They're going to come off very smooth, and like this one does a really good job. And then just the fact that it's that caramel note, I think it's tricking my brain a bit to think it's a little thicker than it really is.
Yeah.
Because it feels like it's coating. I get a little bit of that heat you're talking about. That's a bit of a bourbon heat. I think it's a bit of a. I don't think it's like spicy like you're saying, but it's definitely got some heat to it.
I think that's what it is too. You mentioned it starts off like you get a kick of that like salt character, and you do like right up front, and then you get the barley wine, dark fruits, kind of molasses note very quickly after that. But then that like tames down really fast, and it kind of the caramel starts to kick in mid palate. And like out the back, it finishes with this like caramel, salty, little bit of bourbon heat kind of character with the barley wine, kind of darker fruit notes mixed in there. I'm pretty blown away, but I went into this, I will be honest, with somewhat low expectations. This is surprisingly good. The barrel, the characteristics this barley wine pulled out of the barrel are pretty amazing.
So there is a Three Floyds annual release that's like a salted caramel barley wine, and for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of it. I always try to buy a couple bottles every year because I think it's fantastic. So when I saw this, I'm like, how's I can compare? It's just as good, and I really like that one. I think this is just as good. I think this offers a bit of a better caramel characteristic that wasn't really to your point. I wasn't expecting that, but you kind of said it when you were going through the description. I think that caramel mixing in with that molasses taste just does such a good job kind of blending and again doing a bit of a trick on your brain to get you that coating and everything that's providing.
Yeah.
Well, you are not a barley wine fan. We were talking before this one started.
Yeah.
I know we've had a couple with you. What are your thoughts on this? Like, where are you kind of thinking with this?
I like it more than I thought I was going to. I can pick apart the flavors in this one maybe more so than I have been able to in other barley wines. Like you really kind of get that evolution of those flavors from like that's kind of fruitiness into the caramelness into the bourbon kind of finish. Like it's there. I'm enjoying it more than I thought I would. I'm not sure I'm like sold on this. I don't know if I would ever buy it, but it seems like it's a really good beer. Like they definitely did something right with the barrel aging process to get it to taste like this.
Unique barrels. Like
yeah.
Yeah, we were reading the can before we started, and there's just a lot going on the can. So it's kind of hard to tell exactly what was going on, but I think they nailed this one. This one's really good.
So we got to give this thing a rating. I actually bought a can of this from Three Cellars prior to it coming out of this advent calendar, but I had not opened it yet or cracked it open. Was planning on actually doing it with Ross probably on the channel at some point soon. But here we are. This surprises me in some of the best ways possible. This is a 4.5 barley wine for me. Well done, Explorium. This is a really great product. This is well done.
So I'm right there with you, 4.5. I had some trepidation going into this one. I think I was a little bit low expectations because of the Three Floyds wine, that salted caramel that I like so much that I didn't know if this would live up to it. It absolutely does in a couple of different ways. I think it's really good, and we haven't said it yet. I know we talked about the ABV. This is a bit of we get that spirit bite, but because of the flavor profile, I kind of want to drink a lot faster than I'm going to. It's a little bit dangerous, but it's really well done. I'm gonna go 4.5.
Yeah. I guess I could see sitting and sipping on this for like an hour, like a cocktail. Like,
That's what this is for.
and
100%.
just like having this and just, taking small sips of this throughout and letting its kind of flavor profile change as it warms up and like as it kind of, goes through the glass and it changes a little bit. I still don't know if it's my favorite type of thing. I think it's really well done. I'm going to go with the 375. It's not that I wouldn't want to drink it. I think this was maybe the first barley wine I've ever had where I'm like, yeah, I actually want to keep drinking this.
For someone who's not a big barrel aged fan or barley wine fan, to give this beer a 375, I think actually says something.
Yep.
Mhm.
And,
Yeah,
and also,
This one
like,
surprises me with the way the flavors all kind of happen as you are sipping on it and like letting it flow through your palate.
it's an experience beer for sure.
It is.
And then none of us said this, but also like the salted caramel candy kind of aspect to giving it a little bit of a holiday feel. I don't know that that's the intent per se of how this was or when it was brewed for.
It definitely does that.
But it definitely, like, this is something I would love to pull out one of the holiday days here coming up and sip on it, like you said, for an hour while people are opening gifts or whatever. Yeah. Well, that was surprising. Day 21
That's fun.
in the books here. 3 weeks in, we've got 3 beers left in the advent calendar. It always gets exciting and also a little bit sad as we finish this thing out. It's always a super fun month. So stick with us. We got 3 more to go. We'll be with you until Christmas Eve. So hopefully you're getting your stuff done, and we'll see you all on day 22 tomorrow.
Thanks, everyone.
Cheers.